What's up? What's up? What's up? Games are over, and thank God. I always get so anxious towards the end of the night, waiting for those final scores to come in and really bring all my lineups up. But as usual, got to take the bad with the good. I'm not ashamed to show you guys. This is my worst lineup ever, and I'll jump right into this. At 188 here, Jeff Teague sucking against Philly. Come on, man. That is a fucking terrible game. That's nowhere even fucking close to value there. That's half value maybe. That's just a piss poor game out of Jeff Teague. I am glad this is the only lineup that I played him in. Rajon Rondo, I seen there was a 0 from him, but there was no injury report or anything on him. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So I get home from work. I come to find out Rajon Rondo gets kneed in the fucking face by his own teammate, no less. So Rondo was out of the game 2 minutes after it started. So that explains this big goose egg from him. Kevin Martin, not a good performance from Kevin Martin. Not even anywhere near value there either. Low owned. I could see why. Cleveland's not really great with shooting guards, but I guess Kevin Martin just coming back from injury, he still hasn't quite figured out his game yet. Rodney Stuckey, you know what? Fuck Rodney Stuckey. I don't even want to talk about him. LeBron James, I played him in a couple lineups. I don't really go too heavy on LeBron. Those of you who've seen my videos before or I've talked to before, I hate LeBron James. I'm a big LeBron hater. But he's solid usually for about 50 plus, and you got to play the game to win. Aminu, I expected him to get a little more run. Like I said last night, I didn't think that Chandler Parsons was going to play today. He didn't. I actually thought Aminu would have got more time, considering what's his name. I can't think of it right now, but he hasn't really been doing too well, so I figured Aminu would have played some more. But Aminu's still hitting value there at the 21.1. Millsap, another Hawk with super weak game against Philly. The only Hawk I could say that had a great game against Philly would be Al Horford. Probably the best center of the night, too. I ran him in one or two lineups. But yeah, the 30.1 from Millsap, I definitely expected more than that, and not happy with the 30 from Millsap. Channing Frye, 15.6. It's not hitting value here. Probably going to stop running Frye for a while until he gets his minutes back up. He's been playing pretty bad lately, kind of having a rough shooting slump, so I think it's safe to leave him out of lineups for a bit. And Roy Hibbert, he's a guy I don't play a lot. Like I said, this lineup, there's not a lot of lineups I have these players on, but sometimes I like to do one where I just pick players who could possibly perform. But Roy Hibbert, no, nothing from Roy Hibbert. One of his off nights, terrible game from him, not a single block. But yeah, 188. Ugh. And moving on, hit for 250 on this one. Actually, I had several variations of these lineups that I hit on, maybe 5, 6, 7 of them. Stephen Curry, solid play from Curry. Would have liked to see maybe a little more. This game, I was looking at the betting lines for it. This game, the score should have been easily, 120 to 115 or something like that. It was projected to be a really high scoring game, and it just wasn't. Phoenix came out flat in this one, but I can handle the 45 from Steph Curry. Brian Roberts, super weak game from Brian Roberts. He's not a starter, so he's bound to have games like this. So again, you got to take the bad with the good. Eric Bledsoe. This is one case where I will not take the bad with the good. 22.1, that's just terrible from Bledsoe. I have nothing to say about that. Monte Ellis, super good game from Monte Ellis. Victor Oladipo is out. I didn't catch it. I had work tonight, so I didn't have a chance to replace him. I have two lineups with a big 0 from Oladipo on there. but Monte Ellis took full advantage of the Magic tonight and did some good things, especially with Rondo being out. He was able to get some more assists. And yeah, Gerald Henderson. Honestly, I expected him to do a little bit against Denver, maybe get a surprise 30, 35. Surprise, 12.8. Minu again. Dirk, ran him because the Magic are usually pretty weak down low, but Dirk just not doing it tonight. Cody Zeller, one of the best power forwards of the night. I mean, I think probably top power forward would have been Blake Griffin. He had a great game against the Spurs. But Cody Zeller, definitely solid. 5,300, pulling down a 45-point game. I can handle that. Marc Gasol, not a bad game against OKC. 42.9. That's good enough for me. And then this next lineup, like I said, I ran a bunch of variations of this where it just subbed out maybe one or two players. I'll show you the difference that makes. This is a 275.8. And this one actually barely hit, 16,460. This next lineup is 99.12. So it's basically the same lineup, but how many points was that? This is 284. Yeah, this is almost 10 points higher just by flipping two players. Because when I did my lineup, it gave me I think $200 or $300 to play with. So I just did little substitutions in this line. That's why I said I ran this same general lineup multiple times. Steph Curry again. I put C.J. Watson instead of Brian Robertson this time. Honestly, I expected more from C.J. Watson. Didn't get it, but hey, it gave me more than Roberts did, so I'll take that. Bledsoe again, Ellis again, Henderson, Aminu, Dirk, Cody Zeller, and this one I ran Al Horford at center. I think Al Horford was probably the best center tonight. This is one of two lineups that I had to go over 300 points, 1549. At one point, this was set at like number 600 and some in position, but I dropped a little bit as the games were finishing. Chris Paul. Weak performance from him against San Antonio. Only 6 assists. I mean, Chris Paul is known for his assists per game. He's second in the league to only Rajon Rondo. So for him to only have 6 in a game and the 5 turnovers, that's a bad game from Chris Paul tonight. Reggie Jackson, I threw him in. This is the only lineup I have him in, I believe. I didn't think Durant was going to play tonight, so I thought maybe Reggie Jackson would have got his chance to do something, but weak game from Reggie Jackson. I got Monte again. I'm guessing he was probably the best shooting guard tonight. I think I also seen Kentavious Caldwell-Pope hit like a 40 or something more than that, which is surprising. I thought about playing him. Like you guys know, I like to run whoever's playing against Houston at the 2, but KCP just wasn't doing it for me, but hey, I guess he did it tonight, and I missed out. Lou Will, solid game from Lou Will. I'm sure the overtime had something to do with it, but Lou Williams has been putting up good points lately, and I actually have him in my Yahoo Fantasy League, so it helps me out there too, and that's definitely hitting value, and then some from Lou Williams. Rudy Gay, solid play from Rudy Gay. I'll take that with the 31 points. I thought maybe he would have done a little more on defense, but hey, 42 is good enough. Paul Pierce, I'm always happy when Pierce is going to get me a 30 plus. I remember Paul Pierce used to be a good player, but age gets them all, I guess. Josh Smith, I thought maybe Smith would have tried to get some vengeance play going against his former team here, which he had an all right night, but honestly, I expected at least 30 out of that. Cody Zeller again, and DeAndre Jordan. For a while, he had me worried. He was kind of playing shitty in the first half of the game, but he brought it up a little bit, and the 41.3, I can take that from him. Because those 19 rebounds, man. DeAndre Jordan's always going to get you those rebounds. And then my best line of the night at a 311.1. I got Damian Lillard. Honestly, I expected him to do more against Milwaukee. I know Milwaukee's a good defensive team, But I mean, I'd take Damian Lillard over Brandon Knight any day. But 40.5, I guess that's not too bad. Devin Harris, I actually snuck him into this lineup just because I don't like to use the same cheap players over and over because in case they suck, then it kind of fucks all my lineups. So in this case, I went with Devin Harris. 18.7 is not bad out of him, but honestly, with Rondo going down with the injury tonight, I expected to come home and see that Devin Harris went nuts, but not so much. I didn't get lucky there. But again, I got Monte Ellis. Another cheap guy I went with tonight, Evan Fournier. Uh, got more than I expected out of him. I'll take the 24.1. Andrew Wiggins, he was a guy, like I was saying, Josh Smith, I played in the Vengeance game. I figured I'd go with Andrew Wiggins against Cleveland since they traded him away. And I wish I would have put him in more lineups. I believe this was the only one I put him in. But he had a fantastic game against Cleveland. And hey, in the future, they play Cleveland again. I'll probably run him again. Otto Porter, just a random cheap guy I thought might get burned. I'm even more disappointed he didn't now since the game went into overtime, but whatever. I still hit on this one. Cody Zeller, talked about him before. Good play from Cody Zeller. LaMarcus Aldridge, man, 30.6. What the fuck is Aldridge doing? Like, he just had 3 beast games in a row, and then now he comes out with this shit. I mean, 18 and 13 is not too bad, but he's got no other stats, man. LaMarcus Aldridge needs to be hitting at least 50, 60 every night. And then that brings me down here to Cousins. Also another player I want to see hit 60, but the 49.3, I can handle that. Uh, this lineup could have done so much better if these guys would have just lived up to their price tags, but I guess that's how it goes. Then moving on to my lineup for tomorrow. I'm not going to do too much with tomorrow. I guess I don't really have too much to talk about with it. There's only 2 games tomorrow, Miami, Boston, and the Lakers, Knicks. And really, you're not going to have many star players. You can put any players you want into your lineup. You're not going to have to worry about price with this. You're going to have plenty of money left over. I have 4,600 left over. Like, honestly, if I had that in any other kind of lineup, I would be making changes, seeing how I could use up that money. That's a big chunk of change to leave sitting there. But I'm telling you, no matter who you pick, you're going to have a ton of money left over. Just no stars in tomorrow's game, really. I'm going to go with Clarkson against New York. New York's kind of bad with point guards, and so are the Lakers. So that's why I'm running Clarkson and Galloway. That and just the other point guards don't really impress me any. Wayne Ellington, New York not really great with shooting guards, so I'll go Wayne Ellington. I mean, he might do some. Hopefully the game ends up going into overtime somehow, because that's really the only way I can see anything good coming out of these lineups here. But yeah, I'm going to run Wayne Ellington at shooting guard here. And then also go Evan Turner. He's going to play a lot of time at point guard, so this is kind of like having an extra point guard here. And I'm hoping that Evan Turner's going to turn it around. I don't know if you guys saw the game he had the other night. He missed, I think, 3 or 4 shots in one possession and then tried to tackle Montejunas. It was pretty embarrassing for Turner. And small forward, got to go Carmelo Anthony. He's the only star on these lineups, so throwing him in. If something happens and he doesn't play, I guess throw Lance Thomas in. But right now I'm going to use Carmelo Anthony. And then the other small forward I like I said, not really any options. I'm going to go Tayshaun Prince. He's still not starting for Boston. Jay Crowder's still the starter, but Tayshaun's going to get more minutes, and he's going to do more with them. So I expect Tayshaun Prince to have a decent game, especially with Deng being out. Then moving on to power forward, going with my man Jared Sullinger. He is probably going to have a pretty good game. I said it before. Whenever he's playing against good power forwards, he ups his game a little bit. And the only other good power forward really tonight, Chris Bosh. Uh, Chris Bosh should be able to do something against Boston, since usually power forwards can take advantage of Boston. Another power forward, well, a couple power forwards I like tonight. If you don't like these guys, I also like, what was his name? I'm drawing a blank here tonight. I like Brandon Bass, and I also like Jason Smith from New York. So I have, I think maybe only 2 or 3 other lineups I'm going to do tonight, and they'll probably make their way into them. And then at center, I'm going to go Hassan Whiteside. Only other centers I would even consider putting in, maybe Robert Soccer, just because he's the starter for the Lakers. But I think a better play would be Jordan Hill, especially after the game he just had against Chicago the other night. And then, I mean, you could go Tyler Zeller if you're feeling really lucky, but Bass has been starting at center for Zeller, so I don't think Zeller's really going to do much. Uh, yeah, like I said, not really anything good going on tomorrow. I'm not really going to be heavily involved in it, so if you need something for reference, this is it. Get back to you guys tomorrow, and you'll see how I do.